Here we are. Welcome to another AFL rebuild, but it's not like an AFL rebuild where it can just help struggling teams find new players and stuff. But this edition is an extreme rebuild. Well, the thing in this extreme rebuild in this one is they're gonna have to start all over again from scratch. This is going to be a very hard rebuild, this one. First team I'm doing this with is Port Adelaide. They've underachieved for so many years throughout the Ken Hinkley era. They could not even make a grand final. Let alone against the bottom teams, they're always really good, but against the top teams, they always struggle. And they've been keeping the same group for a while. They've even been training first-round draft picks just to, get some talented players. Which didn't really pan out. Anyway, for this part, we'll be skipping past the 2026 season, as this one doesn't count. Because this is only season, as the real work starts during the off-season. Stop right there. Who do we get in the mid-season draft? Here at Port. Well, Port basically got no one. Once again, Port Adelaide didn't even draft anyone. First the national draft and now the mid-season draft. Geez, they've had a rough 2025 drafter power. They did not even take anyone in this draft. Well, as you can see, no Port Adelaide player is actually, only Ollie Lord made the All-Australian team for this one. Brown and Bennett have officially Lockie Brown and Dre Bennett have all officially retired in this one. Because they'll take no further part in this Port Adelaide extreme rebuild. Except they're now going to be part of Dre Bennett's now going back to Geelong to be an assistant coach. Lockie Brown is, staying at Adelaide to be their assistant coach, possibly alongside Matty Greenwood. The condition in this first season is, you cannot trade for any players. As Port Adelaide are on a bit of a recruiting players ban due to the amount of disastrous recruits they've had in the last load of years. You cannot recruit any more players for like a season or two. Trade period's officially open. Well, it's basically open sesame. It's open sesame. It's open sesame here in this trade period. Port Adelaide will say goodbye to Mitch Georgiadis and Will Brodie. They make their way to the West Coast Eagles for picks 1 and 2. Who did West Coast lose just to get pick 2? Well, they've just lost Finlay McRae to the Kangaroos. Oh my days. And I've just put this on hard. There we go, that's better. Make it easy for other clubs and make it hard for us. Look at that. West Coast have just got Look at that, we just got picks 1 and 2. We just got the first 2 picks in the draft after losing Mitch Georgiadis and Will Brodie to the West Coast Eagles. We've also got number 7. Sammy Glegora has just accepted the Carlton job. He'll be taking Connor Rozee and Shaq Lukosius to be his new Charlie Curnow to Carlton for pick 3. The 2 best mates are all going to Carlton. With this extreme rebuild, where do you think I should send Zach Butter? Should I deal into Geelong or should I deal into Hawthorn? Anyways, I'll be sending him off the Hawks for picks 17 and 18. So we'll be getting we're getting 2 first-round draft picks just for Zach Butters. Now for the Dogs. The Dogs are going to be getting Jordan Sweet back to their club. Picks 8, 19, 20, and picks 8, 19, 20, and a future first are all going to Port. Are all going to Port. Just for Jordan Sweet to go back to the Dogs. Well, look at that. They're drafting like the Gold Coast from their first season. This is just like the first season of the Gold Coast. The fire sale continues at Port Adelaide. Kane Farrell's getting traded to Collingwood for pick 14. Well, he's going to join his good mate Dan Houston. Now let's look at the Brisbane Lions. Lions need another defender. Radaglia is going to Brisbane for picks 15 and 16. This is a completely different Port Adelaide side now. Bergman to the Crows for picks 22, 28, and a future pick. But also pick 45 for a bit of a sweetener. We've got 24 picks in the draft now. Oh my days. Oh my days. This poor team's basically having to start all over again from scratch. They're gonna have to start all over again from scratch. Burn Jones is off to Geelong for pick 4. Well, can the Saints come calling as well? Willem Drew's out to be going to the Saints for pick 5. Hello, Essendon. We'll give the Bombers Ollie Lord and Dante Vicentini just to get pick 6. Port's got the first 8 picks in the draft. Wow. Wowzers, trousers. Port Adelaide have got the first 8 picks in the draft. They should be a good side for the future. Hello, Freo. Power Pepper for pick 10. Well, Port Adelaide are basically starting all over again. Now the Giants come to the party. Come to the party. Hang on. The other team that's come to the party is the Sydney Swans. Earlier for pick 13, a future first. Maybe not Peter Laddams, he's been there before. How about Will Green? They're going to need some sort of ruckman in their prime. So, well, add some ruck depth during the season to mentor their draft pick. Done. Well, that's the only one going to Port Adelaide in this trade deadline. Now let's... We've already dealt with Adelaide. We've dealt with Adelaide, Brisbane, Carlton, Collingwood, Essendon, Dockers, Cats, Hawks, Saints, Swans, Eagles, Dogs. We haven't dealt yet with Demons, Rose, and Tigers, Suns, and Giants. Let's go to the Tigers. Richmond will get Ollie Wines. Richmond will get Richmond. They're going to get Jacob Ware, Josh Sen, and Joe Richards. Pick 47, 56, and a future first. All going to the Power. Hello, Melbourne. We'll give the Demons Brendan Zerg-Thatcher to replace Stephen May. Corey Durden, he's also Jace Burgoyne, Jason Hall-Frastus, they'll be heading off to Melbourne. Off to Melbourne for pick 24. Hall-Frastus will be off to Melbourne just to replace Petrarca. And they're also good mates with Cosy Pickett. Now let's go to North. The Kangaroos will get Todd Marshall, Lockie Jones, and Jack Watkins, and also Anastopoulos. In return for picks 9 and 37. It's only just Gold Coast and GWS left to come to the fire sale. The Suns are about to get Ollie Wines, Logan Evans. Lorenz, Mead. Also, Blake Glasson are going to the Giants. Would you look at that? Only 14 players left on the roster so far. They're going to need a full squad. They're going to need a full squad heading into the draft. Yeah. Thank you. Any more draft picks to come for Port? Let's do another deal with Hawthorn to sweeten the deal for Butters. To sweeten the Butters deal. Future second. Well, basically for most of Hawthorn's draft currency. Look at that. Look at the draft tally. 38 picks in the draft. Port Adelaide. Geez, they're going to be... They've got 38. Jesus Christ, they've got a lot of draft picks. Well, looks like pick one might actually lead them midfield. Pick two might end up in the ruck. Who knows? Pick three might end up kicking the goals. Look at this. This is looking like a weird first round. How many players have left Port? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 left in the trade period. That is a record. That's got to be some sort of a record. 31 players out. Who's going to win the Orcas? This is looking like a Sunday League team right now. Oh my days. Oh my days. Now let's check in with St Kilda. They're going to do a future first round pick swap. To bring 98 over and bring in a young 98 overall utility, Riley Farmer. At just 20 years old. Old and already dominating for the Saints. Plus as well, mainly due to his Woodville West Torrens connections. And with the South Australia state team connections. I reckon he'd be the perfect guy. He'd be the perfect running mate for the new era at Port Adelaide. And so, he's off to the power alongside Will Green. And 13 other players alongside Cameron Bibble. Oh my days. That's 30. Only 2 players came in and 31 have left. This is a mass exodus of talent. How many uncontracted players have left the club at Port Power? Well, it seems like we don't have anyone to delist in this period because we've basically traded all over half the squad to get some draft picks. Might as well promote Benny Barrett to the senior list. Oh, along with Manny Liddy. They'll be getting a senior list promotion. They should be able to get some more game time now that half the squad are gone. 27 picks they got in the national draft. Pick 1. Who does Port get with the first pick? Midfielder. Alejandro Heppenstall should be really good. Pick number 2, Port Power. Soda Power are going to get Maddox Wilkins. Number 3, Port Adelaide. Key forward. Any good key forwards out there in this market? Or forwards? We're going to need a forward. So they're going with John Wessels. Number 4. This is basically an expansion team. Luke Bird. Number 5, Port Power. They need a new key defender, so they're going with Santiago Brown. Pick 6. Who's going to go selection number 6? To the Power. They're going with Stephen Warwick. Number 7, Port Power. Power are going with Seth Doherty. Number 8, Port Adelaide. Asher Walker's also gone to the Power. And selection 9 is going to be Daniel Bannon. This is a bit of a, well, short-term pain would lead to long-term gain. Felix Lloyd at number 10. Pick number 11. Or they're going with Avery Johnson. Might be the best player of the class. I reckon he'd be the best player of the draft class. Pretty much the best of the class. Pretty much the best of the class. Selection 12. Port are going with Rowan Jackson. 13. Port are going with Harvey French. Selection 14. Ryder Ball's gone to Port Adelaide. Possibly Paddy Ryder's regen. Drew Tattersall's off to the Power at 15. Selection 16. Port Power are going to be picking. Power will be going with Samuel McCallum, the younger brother of Tom McCallum. Let's hope let's hope it works out for him at the club. Selection 16. Power are going with Dawson Olsen. Pick 17. Port are going with Bryce Bicko. Oh, and oh my days. Oh my days. How did he lose all that? How did he lose all that hair at 18 years old? Oh my days. Oh my days. How on earth did he lose all that hair? Is this the Port Adelaide draft or something? Well, Giovanni Good is going to Port at number 19. The grandson of Kerry Good. Selection 20, the Power are going to be getting... They've taken all their great players of potential. High potential. They're going with another key forward in Layla. The Dogs have got Fisher. Port are going with another ruck. They're going with Hamish Croft. Basically a relative of Matthew Croft. Not his son, it's basically his nephew. Jeremy Hood's going there at pick number 24. Maverick Davies at 28. Tench, Regan, Carr. Well, they got Dawson Carr, the son of Josh Carr, at pick number 38. How did Carlton manage to get Willie Rioli? Did Carlton just redrafted Dan Gorringe? Oh my days. How did Dan Gorringe come back to the AFL? Carlton basically picked him. Now we go to the rookie draft. So, we don't get anyone in the rookie draft. Crows picked up Brendan Murray. Possibly the younger brother of Nick and Toby Murray. Anyways, let's move on to the numbers. Heppenstall. We'll probably give him the number 2. We'll go by pick number. But Wilkins went number 2, so we'll give him the number 3, Guernsey. Wilkins went pick 2, so we'll give him the 3. We'll give him Guernsey number 3. Oh, this is the biggest haul of New Guernsey numbers coming to port since 1997. Their first season in the competition. We'll give Riley Farmer the number 7 shirt for Port Adelaide. We'll probably give him number 7 for Port Adelaide. Brown, Warwick, Doherty, Walker, Bevan, Lloyd, Johnson, Jackson, French. We'll give Walker the number 9. Warwick would wear number 13. We'll give Johnson the number 14 shirt. Leach to wear 22. We'll move Whitlock 1 number up to 16. We'll give Will Green the number 21 shirt. Yes. Ball to wear 23. Look at that. This is a whole different Port. This is a different Port Adelaide roster now. For season 2027. I can't see us winning as many games. We need to win some games. Well, I don't think this side's ready to win a premiership just yet. As long as we're winning games. As long as we're winning games is all that matters. So Whitlock's accepted a new contract. Well, this could be Moss's opportunity. Just starting the rock for Port Power. He might be a bit more happier. We need Hempenstalls re-signed for 4 more years. So is Wilkins, the second pick in the draft. We need all our draft picks. All our draft picks we need to extend some contracts from all our draftees that we just picked up in the national draft. We need them to grow and become Port Adelaide legends. Asher Walker's got number 9. Zach Butters' his old number. There is one Port Adelaide player in this one who's already been hailed as a legend. By staying at the club when all his mates have left. And that is Cameron Bevel. He's basically got the gold standard of loyalty over at the Power. Wanting Cochrane to get promoted. Doherty. Oh, he's re-signed. So is Regan. Regan with 14. And he's the 37th pick in the draft. Johnson's also re-signed. So is French. So is Tattersall. What about Olsen? Olsen's also re-signed. Oh my, I think this is kind of feeling like a League 2 side. Crofter's re-signed. We all don't know who's going to be the star ruckman for Port Adelaide. Whether it's going to be Ball or Warwick or the other bloke we drafted, Croft. Bevan. Davies. Tencher's also re-signed, so is Good. So has Ashton Laylaw, the brother of Sam Laylaw. Beco's also re-signed. So is Jackson. So is Rowan Jackson. Lloyd. Felix Lloyd is also re-signed for the club. So is Sam McCallum. Like Coleman, what they called him. My mistake, my bad. Clement has also re-signed for the club. So is Dawson Carr. We've got a lot of. We've got 5 million left to play around with. Back to artist. May as well try out the new guys. See how they go. We'll play ball for this one. Hempenstall. Hempenstall can play. Same with Johnson. Boss will see some game time. Probably not in the midfield. We'll go Bevan for this one. Same with Walker. Farmer, where do we put him? We'll probably play him over Liddy in that midfield. And we'll play the other backman we just drafted, Lloyd. Tattersall. We'll play him ahead of the Leach. As expected, our youngsters weren't ready yet. But Heppenstall looked pretty good on this. Pretty good for a #1 pick. Oh no, we've now lost Tattersall with it. We've lost one of our draftees. Tattersall's injured. Out for the season. Done with it. He's done with an Achilles injury. He's done for the year. Out with an Achilles. Right. Speedy recovery, man. And we got him pick 15 in the draft. Sadly, his first season might be like Josh Smith. So we'll give Cochrane a run for this one. Well, we nearly kept into it against Brisbane. Our best player in this has been Christian Moraz with 38 disposals and 1 goal free. Captain Riley Farmer and also Captain Cameron Bevel tried all night. Lloyd's out with a sprained ankle. We'll play Ram in defence. We'll play Hood. For a bit of experience, how about Xavier Walsh in the ruck for the showdown, making his debut finally? But we lost by 85 points. But the Crows were just too good for a disappointing Port. We'll have to trying to upgrade the facilities. Done. Well, it looks like the facilities have been upgraded here at Alberton. Off to Melbourne for round 3 to burst the Bombers. Johnson's out. So we'll play Carr for this one. Well, we were in the game for a fair bit against Essendon. Round 4 against the Dogs in Ballarat. The Dogs are back in Ballarat for the first time since 2025. Lies in. Good comes in for Hood. We'll play Croft. Play Croft for this one. For a bit of experience, how about Will Green in the ruck? And the Dogs have won. As expected, the Western Bulldogs are just too good. Winning by 98 points. Oh dear, we're heading into the Gabba round, sitting second last on the ladder, versing the West Coast Eagles. Ashton Laylor comes in for his debut. We're going to need a fair bit of experience. We'll play Leach for this one. Well, we were in the game in the last quarter. Hampton still played pretty good, kicking 4 goals. But ultimately, it was not enough, as Port are now 0-5. What a horrendous way to start the season. We'll play Xavier Walsh in the back line for the game against the Giants. Well, I think we're going to be waiting a while for our first win. Well, it's going to be a while until Port Adelaide win their first game. Well, Wessels has been our leading goal kicker this season. Don't think we'll need to trade for any players in this second season. As we all know, it's important to trust. We may as well trust the kids. Comes to show you can't win anything with kids. We lost by 92 points to North Melbourne. We didn't just lose. Well, North Melbourne basically just owned us at Adelaide Oval. They gave us a lesson. North Melbourne gave us. We didn't just lose to the case. We didn't just walk into Adelaide Oval to lose the North. We got given a football lesson by North. We got given a football lesson by the Kangaroos at our home patch. At our patch. Round 8, we got the Swannies. Can we get the job done against Sydney? And get us singing, we have got the power to win. Once again. All Port have the power to win. Once more. Croft is out, so we'll play ball. We've got to give Warwick another run in the ruck. We'll play Jackson in the forward line. Another game, another loss. Our number 2 draft pick, Wilkins, is out. So we'll play McCalman. Moss to come in for ball. Well, we led for most of the game against Richmond. Did Richmond play anyone we used to have? Well, no, they didn't. Well, hell, they played Joe Richards. He basically helped Richmond with a win against his old club, Port Adelaide. Round 10 against Essendon. Now, oh my days, we've got no Santiago Brown in defence. So I guess we'll have to play. Will Green down back. That's a bit of a weird move, really. We got nothing much to play for. It looks like we got nothing much to play for this season anyway. Alston comes in for Leach. Clement comes in for put him in for Liddy. Well, we lost again. 0-10 we are. Hopefully we get some good luck in the mid-season draft. No. We don't take anyone in the mid-year draft. Again. Comes to show we got no cover. And how many have we played so far? Well, we've played 39 players so far. It's all about integrating everyone. Into playing senior footy. We'll give Davies a run. French will come back in. Same with Ball. Reagan comes in. And would you look at that? We can't even win. Still can't win. Corey Durden kick 3 goals on us. Next game, we're dealing with the Eagles in Perth. We might as well play O'Brien for this one. Barrett to come in for McKinley. Finally, we got Biko coming in for his debut. And Joe Barry to come in as well. Comes to show this is a whole new team. Anyways, let's sim past the boring stuff. Let's see how our season ends. L. We just lost to Butters, lost to Collingwood, lost to Geelong, lost to Freo, Crows, Saints, Cats, Blues. If we don't win this last game against Brisbane, this Port Adelaide squad would be the very first team in VFL AFL history to finish the season 9-23. Wow, how poor they are this season. Got 44 on the roster. We already played 43. The only one who we haven't played is... There's only one we haven't played this season, and that is Tattersall. Because of the... All because of... All because of that injury he had. And how would you look at that? For the first time in VFL, for the first time in modern VFL AFL, a team will finish the season winless. Port Adelaide, that honour belongs to Port Adelaide in 2027. They finished the season without a win. It was a period of growth. How do you expect to win with all these new players? How do you expect to win every game? You can't. Can't win every game with all these new players. Well, no one's left Port just yet. Let's look at the trade period. Port will trade O'Brien and Zato to West Coast just to get pick 96. Night, Mum. Next trade that's up for Port, we'll be sending Xavier Walsh to St Kilda for pick 29. Maybe not 29, we'll probably offer 65. Let's look at the draft. So we don't take anyone. In the national draft because we used up a lot of our picks in the previous draft. We took Owen Parsons and Jaden Baldwin in the rookie draft. May as well drop the rating of a freaking corporate team to upgrade some of our coaches. Also upgrading our ruck coach. His head coaches are a bit expensive to upgrade. Now we head to 2028. Look at that, how much our youngsters have grown in this extreme rebuild. Zoom to round 10. L, 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 L. Loss. Another loss. Another. They're in danger of going, well, back to back 0-10 seasons. And we still do not have a mid season draft pick. So close. Zoom to August. Another loss has been penciled in. This is so difficult. "46 consecutive losses." Oh dear. Oh, this is worse than Sydney's losing streak from 92 to 93. Oh man, it feels like we're literally rebuilding the early 90s Swans here. They'd had like what, a winless season or something back in 93. They lost 26 straight games at one stage. They're still yet to sing the song. Once again, they play 36 players. Currently got 36 contracted. And so, after 2 seasons, of being banned from recruiting, Port Adelaide are finally allowed to recruit again. And oh boy, do they need it. And look at that, the first team we're recruiting from is Collingwood. We're training for the Dacos boys. They come to Port Adelaide. And boy, oh boy, do they really need it. Cochrane and Lai have been delisted. Oh my days! Since when did Latrell Pickett get delisted by the Demons? Davies and I think uh, and I think Biko will probably get traded to the Dockers. Just to bring Paddy Voss to Port Adelaide. At least I've got some experience coming to the team. Sucks that we cannot. Hello, Melbourne. We'll give you pick one just because he pickets. Jace Burgoyne and Jason Horn-Francis. Well, he's not very happy. Well, just like his time at North Melbourne, he's not very happy at Melbourne. And we'll gladly take him back to Port. Gold Coast Suns are next in this try. We'll send, I reckon we'll send Good and a future first to the Gold Coast Suns just for Mac Andrew. Now that the recruiting ban is over, Port are allowed to recruit once again. Look at that, Port picked up 7 players. Well, we'll gladly accept Moss the West Coast. We're still doing North Melbourne. Is Goat still there? Let me check where Goat is. Goat. He's at Sydney. He was the one from South Adelaide. we'll probably send Croft to the Swans just to bring God to port. They are in dire need of some recruiting. Clow, Walsh, and I think English and Luke English. But Ian English got picked by the Power. Farmer to get 13. We'll give 7 back to Burgoyne. Whitlock to reclaim 17. We'll give 16 to Voss. They cost to whereas Old Port number 6, whereas Old Collingwood number 26. We'll reclaim Hall Francis is 18, Guernsey back. Andrew to wear 27, Walsh 31. Now we're at the end of the year. Well, we've been tanking for a few years. Now it's time to start rebuilding. Let's simulate all the way to round 10 to see if we've actually won some games. Well, we've won. Look at that. Port Adelaide Football Club. I've won a match. Take vision useful step. Sorry. Win. Order on the board finally in this rebuild. They beat North. Even beat they won an opening round against Carlton. Oh, sorry for playing the song well. And this one, I've actually got a win for the first time in 3 years. They beat West Coast, Melbourne, lost to Geelong, beat Essendon. Well, this port side's making progress. Win, loss, 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 and another loss. And would you look at that, Port Adelaide. And would you look at that? Port Adelaide are not part of the ladder anymore. They've finished 17th. It's going to be another long off season. But hey, the youngsters are getting better. Safe to say, 7 wins. It's pretty good effort. Guess who's left? Carr, Tanch, Liddy, and Barrett all been delisted. Jesse Dadley signed for Port for season 2030. Cam McKenzie's pretty much had enough of Essendon. He's off the Port just to replace Zach Butters. And Will Powell. Look at that, the Power have basically signed a few free agents. They're finally looking a bit optimistic. Man, would you look at that? Connor Rosie's had enough of living in Melbourne. So we'll do a deal with Carlton. We'll trade away a future first to bring Connor home to where it all started. Time to bring back another player who left Port when we got nuked. Miles Bergman. We'll send these 4 rookies back to off to Adelaide. Just to bring Miles Bergman back to Alberton. Whitlock led the goal kicking for us. We'll try pick 48 to West Coast just to bring Georgiana's home. Time to help North reunite the Whitlock brothers. Some old Port Adelaide players have come back. And we've also got some new blood coming to the team. Can we bring Trent Rivers to Port Adelaide? For a reunion with Cozzy Peckett. He's off to the Power, Trent Rivers. Freo. Time to bring Luke Jackson to the Port Adelaide Army. We'll send Ball. We'll probably send Ball and I think. And yeah, it's just Ball being traded to Fremantle just for Jackson. Luke Jackson is heading to the Power. It's in for the drafts. Now we head to 2030. Sadly, with Port's memberships basically dropped in this one. Some of them become Tassie Devils members. Look at that, Port's finally sensing some optimism. As they're in fourth on the ladder after round 10. And we just got Ty Hayes. That's him for an August. Win, loss, win. And Port are going to be making finals for the first time since 2024. Got 60,000 members now. The club has seen their dark period. Now they're in there. Now they're in like a winning period. A lot of the youngsters we got in day one, they've started to get a lot better. We'll play some of the OG guys. And Port's won the elimination final against the Saints. Semis were versing the Western Bulldogs at the cricket ground. Guess who's back? Cosy Pickett. Could we do it? Could we do it? Could Port Adelaide make the grand final after, just like our Sydney did in 1996? 6 after they went through that huge rebuild. And we just fell short. Had to be against Essendon on preliminary final day. Well, we did a 5-5, did a full season extreme rebuild for Port Adelaide. Although we couldn't get into the grant. We're not giving up until we get Port to the grand final. Except for the boring stuff known as the break period. Don't think we got anyone. We now head to the 2031 season. See this cycle in the Premiership. In 2031. Oh no, we're going a bit backwards. Now when? Oh, W. Port finished 5th. We got Geelong in the first final. We've lost. Well, this rebuild was just almost similar to the real life team, and that will